was the end of this kind of treatment, using this kind of treatment to cure illnesses and to manage pain, until a man called, well, there was a few men. There was a man called James Easdale, and he was a surgeon working in India. He performed a number of operations with the use of hypnosis. In those days, there was no anesthetic. Patients would often die during operations because they either suffer blood loss, or they would, they'd suffer from severe blood loss, and they die. So Easdale started using hypnosis, and he was able to reduce the mortality rate, and was able to perform extreme surgeries using nothing but hypnosis. Other surgeons who used hypnosis were an Irishman called Jack Stanley Gibson, and he advocated the use of hypnosis as opposed to, or as an alternative to, anesthetics. He was born in 1909, so he was quite recent. But it was really a man called James Braid who coined the term. He actually coined the term hypnosis. Braid was a Scottish surgeon. He performed many operations with the use of hypnosis. He was famous for using hypnosis to remove a very large tumor from a man's testicles in India, and it said that it was a 12-hour operation, and it was all done with nothing but the use of hypnosis and hypnotic suggestion. So that's a little bit about the history of hypnosis and hypnosis for pain relief. As I say, hypnosis really has its roots very much in the relief of pain and the relief of illnesses. So yeah, before the invention of anesthetic, about 75% of patients that underwent an operation would die, either during or shortly after the operation. Only 5% of people who were operating on while under the use of hypnosis would die. So hypnotherapy had a much better survival rate. Also had a lot better effects with terms of blood loss. Using hypnosis, they're able to reduce blood loss, and they're able to increase healing time. So that's a little bit of information about that. Does anyone have any questions for me about the history of hypnosis? Let me know in the chat box. No? Okay. Yes, the term mesmerized comes from Franz Anton Mesmer, yeah. Yeah, James Braid coined the term hypnosis. Prior to that, it was called or they called it nervous sleep. James Braid called it hypnosis. He actually tried to revoke that name later on, but it was too late. It had already taken off then. Hypnosis really took off with, like I say, with James Braid in the 18th century. I mean, I wouldn't say it took off, but it really gained credibility with James Braid in the 18th century. Any other questions? No? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so something we can do to reduce, as I said, to reduce pain is called EFT. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. If you've ever been on my workshops before, you'll have heard of it. So let me know in the chat box if you've heard of EFT. Excellent. Okay, so EFT works on the principle of chi energy and Chinese medicine. Really, it's used in the NHS. I didn't know that. And it involves tapping various points around the body. And the theory is that by tapping these points, these are meridian points, and by tapping these points, we are able to unblock the blocked energy. It's thought that blocked energy causes bad feelings. So by tapping these points, we're able to unblock it. And this results in a reduction of pain. So what we would do before we start using EFT, we would take what's called, again, we would take a SUD score. As I said earlier, SUD stands for subjective unit of distress. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very bad at all, 10 being unbearable, you'd look at your pain and you'd consider where it is right now. And then you would start the tapping sequence. And in EFT, it's called a recipe. So what you would do, you would start off by tapping the karate chop point. So it's the side of the hand, and you'd start tapping there, and you'd say, even though I have this feeling, I truly, deeply, and completely accept myself. And you'd say this 3 to 5 times, repeatedly tapping at the point. Even though I have this feeling, I truly, deeply, and completely accept myself. Even though I have this feeling, I truly, deeply, and completely accept myself. And EFT doesn't just work on pain, it is very effective with emotional issues. So what you do then, you'd move to the top of the head, and tapping the top of the head, you'd say this feeling. And you can be more specific about the feeling if you want. You can say this back pain or shoulder pain, whatever kind of pain you're in. Between the eye and the eyebrow, or sorry, the nose and the eyebrow, you tap there, you'd say this feeling. And then the side of the eye, this feeling. Under the eye, this feeling. And then between the nose and the top lip, right there, this feeling. Between the chin and the bottom lip, you'd tap that point there, this feeling. Tapping each point 7 times, and then the collarbone, this feeling. Under the arm, this feeling. The thumb, this feeling. The index finger, middle finger, little finger, and then back to the chop point again, repeating the short statement this time. So this feeling, and you do that, tap there 15 to 20 times. Then you'd move back through the sequence again. Once you've done that maybe 3 or 4 times, you'd again take the SUD score and see where you're at with that. If it's gone down, you can keep going and get it to 0 if you want, or if it just goes down to a point where you feel some relief from the pain, you can then do the closing sequence. So the closing sequence, we'd find the 9 gamut point, which is located between the little finger and the ring finger. It's located between the tendons there, and we tap that point, and then we'd close the eyes, open the eyes, look down to the right, and then look back to the center, look down to the left, back to the center, roll the eyes around in a circle one way, roll the eyes around in a circle the opposite way. We'd hum Happy Birthday or any kind of tune that you choose for 5 seconds. You'd count out loud from 1 to 5 and then back down again. And then you'd hum a tune again. And then once you've done all that, you'd take the SUD score once again and notice where you're at. So does anyone have any questions for me with regards to EFT? Let me know. Does the script change? No, the script doesn't change. But that's the standard EFT recipe. There's people that do different kind of sequences, but that's the most common one. That was developed by the founder of EFT. I believe his name was Gary Craig. Where can you get the scripts? I will give you the script right there, Margaret. One moment. Give that to everyone. There we are. Yes, we can do some tapping this evening if you'd like to do some tapping. Who would like to do a group tapping session? Let me know in the chat box. Yes? Okay. Okay, so there's a couple of you that want to do a group tapping session. So okay, so take a deep breath in. Breathe out. And just think about the feeling, the pain. As I said, it doesn't have to be physical pain. It could be emotional pain. It could be anger or anxiety. And then you'd start tapping on the side of the hand right there. And tapping there, you'd say, even though I have this pain, I truly, deeply and completely accept myself. The more specific you can be about the pain, the better. So if it's back pain, you'd say, even though I have this back pain, I truly, deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this back pain, I truly, deeply and completely accept myself. And you do that 3 times, and then you'd move to the top of the head and you tap there. You'd say, this pain. Between the eyebrow and the nose, tapping there, this pain. And tap each point 5 to 7 times. Side of the eye, this pain. Under the eye, this pain. Then between the nose and the top lip, this pain. Between the bottom lip and the chin, this pain. The collarbone point, this pain. Under the arm, if you're a woman, it would be about where the bra strap is. It's tapping there, this pain. Got something in my throat. And then the thumb. You want to tap either side of the fingernail, this pain. The index finger, again, either side of the fingernail, this pain. You can do it on either side. Middle finger, not being rude, this pain. And then the little finger, this pain. Going back to the chop point, just tapping there, this pain. We tap there 15 to 20 times. Then we move back to the top of the head, this pain. When you go through it the first time, you may notice the pain actually increases because you're focusing on it. So run through it again. Then under the eye, this pain. Between the nose and the top lip, this pain. Between the bottom lip and the bottom of the chin, this pain. On the collarbone point, this pain. Under the arm, this pain. Again, back to the thumb, other side of the thumbnail, this pain. The index finger, this pain. The middle finger, this pain. The little finger, this pain. And then the side of the hand on the chop point there, this pain. Take a deep breath in and see if you can get that pain back. See if the SUD score is reduced at all. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat box. Let me know in the chat box. Excellent. Would you like to run through that sequence again? Yes? Okay. Okay. So tapping on the side of the hand, this pain. The top of the head, this pain. Between the eyebrow and the nose, this pain. The side of the eye, this pain. Under the eye, this pain. Between the nose and the top lip, this pain. And then between the bottom lip and the chin, this pain. The collarbone, this pain. If you want, you can do both sides at the same time using both hands. This pain. Under the arms, this pain. The thumb, this pain. Middle finger, index finger, this pain. Middle finger, this pain. Little finger, this pain. And then back to the chop point. This pain. Then you take your SUD score, see if it's gone down. We'll run through it once more. So, top of the head, this pain. Between the eyebrow and the nose, this pain. The side of the eye, this pain. Under the nose, under the eye, this pain. Under the nose, between the nose and the top lip, this pain. Between the bottom lip and the bottom of the chin, this pain. Collarbone, this pain. Under the arm, this pain. Other side of the thumbnail, this pain. The index finger, this pain. The middle finger, this pain. Little finger, this pain. Side of the hand, this pain. Moving to the 9-gamut point between the little finger and the ring finger, just tapping in there. Between those two tendons should be a point where it kind of hurts to touch. You want to tap in there, not really hard so that it hurts, but you want to be able to feel it. And then you want to look down to the right, bring the eyes back to the center, look down to the left, roll the eyes around clockwise, roll the eyes around anti-clockwise, close the eye, open the eye, count from 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hum a tune like Happy Birthday, count from 5 down to 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hum the tune again. And then take your SUD score once again. Notice where you're at, if it's reduced. And if that has reduced your SUD score, let me know in the chat box. It has reduced, excellent. Okay, so now coming on to hypnosis and the power of your mind. Now, as I said, hypnosis can be used to completely eliminate all kinds of pain, even during very long surgeries. Hypnosis can successfully be used to eliminate pain. So, if you are experiencing any kind of pain, it is better to seek medical advice in the first instance. It's a signal from your body to tell you that something is wrong. You shouldn't just turn it off. But if you know that it's nothing serious, you can use hypnosis. So I'd like to show you some exercises that can help you know the power of your mind. So many of you, if you've done my workshops before, will have seen these exercises. I'll try and come up with new ones. So my favorite one at the moment is to put your hands together like this, like you're a Buddha praying, and then take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. With your eyes closed, you can allow those hands to relax flat on your lap or resting out in front of you. And just focus on your left hand. Imagine that left hand growing. Those fingers on that left hand becoming longer and longer. Just imagining that. Maybe you can imagine what it would feel like if that hand were to grow just a little bit. Just imagining that now. Then when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the present. Once again, put those hands back together And notice if your left hand has gotten longer than your right hand. Let me know in the chat box if your left hand's longer. Yes. 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 Excellent. Okay, so a popular thing with pain relief is something called glove anesthesia. So once again, I'd like you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, breathing all the way down into your stomach. As you breathe in, just notice your stomach rising, falling as you're breathing out. Once again, allowing your attention to focus on that left hand. Just focusing on that left hand. I wonder if you can imagine yourself maybe holding an ice cube in that hand, or a block of ice. You know, when you hold that ice, the hand becomes cold, numb, frozen. Maybe you can remember being a child, going outside in the snow, picking up snowballs, rolling them up. After a while, those hands become frozen. They become numb, cold. Just imagine that now. Just imagine that. Holding that snowball in your hand. Imagine the ice just dripping. Maybe you can imagine it melting. That icy water just running round the back of your hand, dripping off onto the ground. Just imagining that now. Then when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the present. Let me know if you noticed any change in sensation in your hands. Let me know in the chat box. Margaret says no. Did anyone notice any change in sensation in their hands? Did one hand become colder than the other hand? More relaxed? Yep. Okay. Okay. We have to do another exercise now. Okay, so what I'd like you to do take your right hand, point it out in front of you like so, with your finger pointing forward. Don't do this if you've got back pain. If you haven't got back pain, turn round without twisting at the waist, without twisting your lower body, just by twisting at the waist. Just turn round and notice how far you can rotate round with that hand. Maybe notice a point or a point on the wall, maybe some furniture or something. Just notice where you get to and come back to the center. Come back to the center. And then once again, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you can allow your eyes to close. Now I'd like you to just imagine yourself twisting round further, maybe going all the way around, going a full 360 if you want. It's only in your mind. Just imagine yourself doing that now. Spinning round further. Now when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the present. Once again, hold out that right hand, and this time, once again, twisting round. And notice how much further you can go round this time. Let me know. Let me know if you noticed an improvement in the chat box. Yes, excellent. Yes. Super. Okay, so that is the power of the mind and the power of visualization, the power of suggestion. So who wants to try some hypnosis? Let me know in the chat box if you want to try some hypnosis. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so hypnosis. Yes. Cool. Okay, so hypnosis is not sleep. Hypnosis is a relaxed state of attention, a focused state of attention. If you've ever been playing a sport and got some kind of small injury and not noticed it, just continued playing, and once the game was over, you noticed the injury, maybe a small nick or cut, that would be a state of hypnosis, focused state of attention. If you're driven somewhere, got into your destination, not remembered the journey, that would be a state of hypnosis. So, as I say, hypnosis is not sleep. It's not something that's done to you. It's something that's done with you. It's done with your cooperation. As long as you listen to the sound of my voice and follow along with what I'm saying, you'll have no problem going into hypnosis. So what I'd like you all to do is to settle back, take a deep breath in. I'd like you to find a point on the wall or ceiling out in front of you. Could be the point where the wall meets the ceiling. Just find a place of interest. And just allow your eyes to focus on that point. All the time you can continue breathing all the way down into your stomach. Just notice your stomach rising, falling. Breathe in and out. Focusing on that point. At some point you're going to start to feel those eyelids becoming heavier, heavier, feeling like they want to close, but not yet. And just allow yourself to continue focusing on that point. And at some point you're going to become aware of your blinks. Maybe you're going to notice your eyes wanting to blink, or maybe you're going to notice that blink was slower than the previous blink. Those eyes become heavier, heavier, more and more relaxed. When you're ready, you can allow those eyelids to close down as if all by themselves. When those eyelids close down, you can drift into new levels of relaxation and comfort. Now, maybe imagining what it would be like if you could start to experience more and more comfort in everyday life. And all the time you can just continue listening to the sound of my voice. At all times, some part of you will be in control. And the other parts of you can just drift and dream. Allow yourself to experience those new levels of relaxation. Within a moment, allow you to imagine yourself standing safely and securely at the top of a flight of stairs. And there's a handrail. In a moment I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. With each number I count, I'd like you to imagine yourself drifting down those stairs, becoming more and more relaxed as you go. It could be almost as though there's a tiny voice in the back of your head telling you to just relax, relax, relax with each step down. Just taking those first steps. As you take those first steps, you can notice that relaxation beginning to form in the top of your head. Maybe you can imagine your forehead relax. All those tiny muscles in your forehead just releasing and letting go. 9, 8, as relaxation flows down your face, into your jaw, drifting, dream. 7, allowing that relaxation to flow down your neck. Maybe you can imagine each of those vertebrae in your neck releasing, letting go. 6, that relaxation flows down into your shoulders. Maybe you'd like to shrug those shoulders up and release them. 5 and 4, that comfort can flow down your arms, into your hands. And 3, flowing down your body into legs. Maybe you can get a sense of all those tendons and bones, how they connect somehow. 3 and 2, flowing down and down into your feet, releasing any tension, any stresses, or strain. 1. And after 1 comes 0. I wonder if you can imagine yourself floating through the middle of that 0 into a velvety, soft nothingness, to a place where anything is possible. Finding yourself in a special place. It could be somewhere you've been to before, but it seems different somehow. It seems more magical. It could be a place you've just made up. You can take a moment to explore that place. To look around. And in that place you can find a path. This path is leading down and down into an even more magical place. Maybe you can imagine this path being made of jewels, jade, or ruby. You walk down this path, you can maybe notice increasing levels of comfort, calm and peace. I wonder if this path lined with plants or flowers, maybe trees. Maybe you can imagine lanterns hanging from those trees. What time of day is it? Is it early morning, noon or dusk? The light fading, the fireflies just dancing around in the sky, dancing this way, that. Maybe you can hear sounds off in the distance. The sound of waves crashing. Maybe a fountain. Just continue walking down that path. Enjoying the relaxation, the comfort. And in a moment, I'd like you to imagine yourself approaching a pool filled with crystal clear, calming water, soothing. I wonder if you can imagine yourself stepping into that pool, and the water temperature is just right, just the way you like it. And the water's about waist height. Maybe you can find a place where you can sit, allow your whole body to be submerged in the water with just your head sticking out. And you can continue breathing deeply. Imagine that water soothing, releasing any discomfort, any pain, problem, any worry, soothing, allowing you to feel more and more at peace. You can just take a moment to really experience that now, to enjoy the soothing, relaxing feeling. That increasing comfort. And maybe you can imagine what it would be like if you could bring some of this comfort back to everyday life. Living life just a little bit more comfortably. What would that allow you to do? Just considering that now. Considering how you'd know when those levels of comfort had increased. Enjoying that experience. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. When I reach the number 5, you can come back to the present, noticing how good you feel. Bringing back some of that healing, soothing comfort. So begin counting now. 1. Feeling down into your feet and maybe like to wiggle those toes. 2, as the energy returns to your legs, flows into your body. 3, down your arms and into your hands. Maybe you'd like to wiggle those fingers. 4, and on the next number you can open your eyes, come back to the present. 5, eyes open, wide awake. And if you enjoyed that, let me know in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions for me? Let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to know. No? Okay, so I offer everyone that comes to my workshops a free one-to-one session. So if you'd like to book a time, completely no obligation, you can do so at that link there. If no one has any questions, anything they'd like to ask, any comments, I'd like to say thank you all for coming. And yeah, I hope to see you again on future workshops. Please check my Eventbrite. Thank you for coming. Please check my Eventbrite and Meetup for future workshops. I hope to see you on them. And yes, thank you all. And I hope to see you again soon. So thank you and bye-bye.